You can't tell?
Which one's you, Fred?
Look at the
This
little
one,
devil
right
horns
here.
right there.
Yep, they're trying to sprout.
Shit eating around fucking bug.
That's awesome.
Who ate the canary? I don't know. I didn't see nothing. Hold on, we'll find it from the following year.
Okay.
My hair's like straw, and I done killed a bunch of shit.
The hairy man.
No, just subsistence life, man. Oh, there I am. That was the next year.
Yeah.
That's little Fred right there.
Yeah.
Little Fred.
My goofy brother.
Oh, that's cool.
Double trouble.
Looked like the scarecrow was pissed I stole his hairdo. Like, look at that shit. That bowl was broken.
All right, so we're back at camp. Everyone's hanging out, having a good time. Fred's gonna catch some fish, hopefully. And yeah, we're just charging up the batteries. See if my external battery here sitting in the sun is charged up. Doesn't look like it, but we got things going. We got Sabella Irwin over there. She's taking some photos. She's an awesome sketch artist. Yeah, she's gonna draw up some of the Squatch that I've seen, hopefully.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be amazing.
It'll look like exactly what you saw.
Really? Okay, cool. That's what I like to hear.
Stop until you tell me that.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited now. What's the process? What do we do? You have your own channel, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do I sit there and tell you about my encounter and then just describe all the details?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help you out any way I can.
Yeah. And in fact, you can tell your encounter if you want to on my channel too.
Awesome, yeah. I would love to do that.
Because
Cool.
what I do is not only illustrate like what you saw, but illustrate your encounter as well.
Yeah.
Like the elements, like we'll put your Sasquatch in the tree, like in trees, and show it going behind the tree and peeking out. And
Yeah.
And the way you described it, standing there, looking off to the side.
Yeah.
So I did illustrate all of that.
Awesome. Like, are you saying it's not just a drawing, like, to where, like, it's like a motion kind of deal? Or?
Well, no, it'll just be like.
Okay,
like,
I thought you meant like illustrated, or.
Well, it'll illustrate. So the illustrations, like you'll be telling what you saw, and I'll be illustrating. I'll be drawing illustrations to illustrate, like it standing there, and it was looking off, and then when it turned and.
Okay, so there'll be different views and all that?
Yes, like
okay,
so it'll
cool.
be different, like when you said you saw a surprised expression.
Yeah.
So I'll do one, that'll be another
That'll
illustration.
be awesome.
And then when it dives back,
yeah.
Just whatever.
Well,
whatever
that's going to be
tells the
amazing.
story.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Me too. Yeah. It'd be awesome working
Yeah.
with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said, people that I've spoken with in the past in the community, they said, get a hold of her. She'll draw it up. And
I wish you had.
I talked to my friend Joe, and he's like, well, she's really busy. I don't know if she'd have time for it.
No, that's okay. But
I was like, all right.
I'm a little bit behind, but
Yeah.
I'm catching up.
Okay,
So,
good.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. Hopefully we can catch some salmon out of here, some trout.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So incredibly peaceful, just listening to the
It is.
waves.
What kind of camera do you got there? Canon EOS or whatever it's called?
Yeah, it's a
Nikon?
Nikon.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nikon's good. I heard they have a really good low light settings.
Yeah.
That's cool. I got a Sony A7i in my bag. It's pretty cool. I need to learn how to use it a little bit more. I got the video part figured out, but when it comes to taking like awesome photos, like where it looks like glass,
You just gotta take a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
And
that's what
the
I've
beauty
noticed.
Of digital.
Take like 1,000 pictures of like this
Exactly.
pencil or this mug sitting on your desk. Eventually one of them's gonna look awesome.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And you can try different settings too.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of having digital cameras. Like back, in my day, you had to. I mean, you were literally using up film. Depending on what you had and how many rolls you had. And so,
Yeah.
I think the digital cameras really encourage you to try different settings and.
Yeah. Do you use Photoshop to
Yes.
make them sharper? Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
And
that's
if
what I
you
use.
have pictures from the exact area where you saw your Sasquatch, I'll
do.
literally put your creature in that exact setting.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. It looks a little bit different, like
It's changed.
the trees are a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
The brush that was in front of it's bigger, so it might be a little blocked out, but I can fix it up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, so we'll make it happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully we see a Sasquatch here and we can all draw it together.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a non-violent one.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see an eagle sitting on a tree way over there. If you look on top of those spruce trees,
I
the
see
one to
it.
the very right, yeah,
No, I see it.
yeah.
Earlier today when we were picking up that boat, there was an eagle that kept calling, and I finally found it. It was right in his yard in a really huge pine tree. And there was a raven that was just,
Oh, really?
yeah, this raven
Yeah.
was just swooping down on it and attacking it, and finally the eagle had just had enough and it took off, and the raven was literally just chasing it. It was so cool.
Yeah, that is cool. They're so intelligent.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you see encounters like that on National Geographic.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to actually watch them.
When we went all the way down there, we had a raven fly right over us, and I was like, Ryan, it's a sign. Because,
Oh,
you
I
know,
think
if
so
you're
too.
Native American, you know, they say if it
think
flies
so
right
too.
over you,
Yeah,
it means something.
yeah,
It means it's going to be a good trip.
yeah.
He's watching over us.
Yeah, I feel that way. It's
Mhm.
true. My son and I, on our last fishing trip, the exact same thing happened.
Mhm.
We pulled out of the driveway, and we were headed towards some trees, and all of a sudden, what broke out of the trees was a raven, literally flying right over us,
Mhm.
right down the middle stripe.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was. It was like, we both just looked at each other and said, that's like amazing.
One time where I'd seen this white Sasquatch. It came out of an area. I mean, all the encounters happen in the same area. But I was looking for him, and it had already been years later after I'd seen him. But I was looking for him, and it was wintertime. It just snowed, and it seemed like somebody threw like a football over my shoulder. And it was this giant white owl. Flew right over me, and he landed up on a branch. But this owl, I've never seen an owl this big. It was bigger than any great horned owl I've ever seen.
Wow.
And his eyes were like orange and red, like it looked like fire. And he was looking like into my soul. But he was sitting up there on that tree, just looking down at me. I'm telling you, okay, so this owl was probably about that tall. Round head, all white, and I went to grab my phone, like I slowly went to grab my phone, and he looked at like my hand moving down, and it flew off. I'm like, dang it. Couldn't get
Do
him
you
on
really
phone.
believe that was an owl?
I don't know, because then I started looking up like spiritual meaning behind it, and it brought up like the Native Americans, and they started talking about it. I can't remember what they said, but it had a meaning behind it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then they had stories of like natives
Yeah.
that had seen
Because
that.
owls don't get that big.
No, they don't
Yeah,
get that
no.
big, and it was bigger than any like great horned owl I've ever seen. Like, it was crazy. But it was in that same spot where I was looking for that white Sasquatch that I'd seen.
Well, it sure makes you wonder, like it was a shapeshifter of
Yeah,
some kind.
yeah, I thought about that
Yeah.
too.
I once had a red-tailed hawk drop I was coming into a small town, and this was in South Texas. I had just visited a woman who was having Sasquatch activity on her property. She had like 17,000 acres.
Mhm.
And as I was coming into this little town, you know, in Texas, you really have to go the speed limit because they have speed
Yeah.
traps everywhere.
Yeah, the state patrolman will pull you over even if you're going the speed limit.
So there was a curve up ahead, and I'd slowed down to about 35, and there was a stand of trees to the right, and this hawk came out of the trees, and I'm watching it as it floats towards me, and it just keeps coming down, and you know, it's flapping its wings like this, and it's coming lower and lower and lower, and I see that it's got something in its talons. And right when it gets above my car, like 10 feet above my car, it releases a snake
Really? Oh, that's wild.
and hits the hood of I was driving a Mini Cooper,
Uh-huh.
and it hit the hood of my car. And I'm like, I mean, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
What do you think
does
the meaning
that?
of that is? Like he defeated evil or something.
I don't know. And I you know, instantly stopped and turned around because I wanted to see, okay, was that a snake really, or was that a rope? Because if it was a rope, then it was still going to be there. So I drove around, and I got out of my car, and I looked, and there was no rope.
Yeah.
So-
I've seen that before where a hawk has like a snake in its hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? That's
But
crazy.
to single out your car.
Yeah, just to drop right on your car. That's pretty random. I've been to like San Antonio like over 30, 40 times. We used
Really?
yeah, when we go to Mexico, we'd go through like
San Antonio. Do you have relatives? or anything in
Waco,
San-
Houston, and down to like Nuevo Laredo,
Oh yeah.
across the
that's
border
where-
into Monterrey,
Yeah.
Mexico.
That used to be Nuevo Laredo used to be a great place to go shopping.
Yeah.
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 And now I'm scared to go there.
Yeah, the south part of Nuevo Laredo, it looks like the ghetto.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people begging.
No, I wouldn't go there now.
It's still America, but people don't realize how many broke people there are there. People that are just broken and stuck there. Yeah, it's like,
the
it's a whole different world, but it's still the United States. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
But then you just go a couple miles north and it's like, it's America. You see that big giant flag.
Yeah.
There's National Guard there.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, I'm kind of
Yeah.
safe. There's Burger King again. Normal Burger King. Not the one with where they serve jalapenos on it. But,
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, one time we were driving through Dallas and it was like a, I don't know, 5-6 lane interstate highway, whatever. And everyone's passing us like going like 80, 90 miles an hour.
They drive like crazy.
And all of a sudden we see the state patrolman coming down the overpass and everybody's clearing and me and my dad are like, oh, they're going to pull them over. You know, all those people that just flew past us and that state patrolman's right behind us. And we're like, wait, what's happening? And he's not moving. It's like, oh, he's pulling us over. He tried saying we're going 90. It's like, you didn't see all those people like
Yeah.
NASCAR driving
Yeah.
past us?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of crooked down there.
Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody, I'm saying.
Yeah.
The cops.
No, you just never know
Yeah.
what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true of life. Just
Life's
wherever
like a
you
box
go.
of chocolates. Yeah, pretty much. Man, those mountains look beautiful.
Oh, look at that loon.
Where's he
It's
at?
way out there.
Oh, I see him. He's gonna get shot on camera.
There's so
Not
many
literally
people.
shot, but oh,
There
he
it
went
goes.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that view right there.
I know. It's stunning.
That's amazing. I probably already filmed this, but I'm gonna film it again and again. Maybe you'll see the Bigfoot walking up there. The Alaskan Yeti.
That would be so cool. Right, to just see one walking right along the.
Oh yeah. Alright, I saw these 2 eagles over there. Let's see if we can find them. Saw them on the binoculars, but can't find them now. They were up on the trees. Got some bacon rolling.
Not doing a good job.
No.
Hey, don't use that plastic. I got the tongs.
Do you? He's got us.
That's these bats people think are for knocking on trees. It's to keep your bait in line. You never let your squatch bait get out of line and have thoughts and ideas.
That's a bad squatch.
Pow! Let's keep them in line.
Yeah.
Just saying. If anyone was curious about why that little bat's there, it's to
Yeah.
keep the bait in line.
I was gonna melt it, I'm just gonna hook it and flip it. But yeah, if you insist, Squatch bait.
It's a super tongs.
Yeah, he's
Gotta use the
okay.
super tongs.
We're gonna save the bacon and we're gonna pour it next to our campsite tomorrow.
We're gonna pour
No,
an
just
entrance
pour it
to
on
your
bread.
tent.
Right.
Grease
Well, it'll
them
keep
all
them
up.
from eating me. At least I'll see the
There.
grizzly bear
Yeah.
licking the grease and then I'll be like, yeah. And then we'll eat grizzly.
Yeah.
Roast them
Oh,
up.
you can eat it all you want. I don't eat scavengers.
No, it's good, man. Just like possums back in the Ozarks.
Nah,
Yeah.
possums. You can keep it, bro.
Coons. Yeah.
Welcome to Alaska. We do things different.
Alright. Alright, guys. Here's the update. we got the boats ready for tomorrow, and we're gonna go down the lake into a deep wilderness area. And they're pretty confident that there's gonna be Sasquatch activity down there, or the hairy man are gonna be down there. So I think it's gonna be a really good time. We're gonna set up some audio down there, cook some food, and we're gonna try to look for tracks, do the usual. I mean, basically what we did around here. And we think it's gonna be better because right here there's campgrounds all along this lake. And down there it's just wild, guys. So we're more than likely to run into some wildlife, and that's the goal. We're gonna travel, I don't know what it is, like 12, 16 miles. It's gonna take a couple hours to get there, but we're gonna see some stuff along the shoreline. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna use the thermal down there. Hasn't been nighttime, but the thermal device does work during the day, so I think it'll turn out to be pretty handy. And everything around here is pretty thick, so it's hard to see around us. I've tried a glass across that lake, but even with the binoculars you can't see anything but trees. Like if there was a moose standing over there, I think you just see like this little bitty shape, and that's how big this lake is. But down there, I think the Kenai River flows into there and it flows out from over here, so there's going to be a lot more salmon. And like I said, it's going to be a lot more wild and remote, and we're already really remote. We're in Alaska, guys, so we'll see what happens. And yeah, it's going to be a good time.
No, we haven't left yet. We're staged. I know. Just being,
All right, we're getting ready to go to bed, and this is what it looks like at nighttime in Alaska. But yeah, this is nighttime. Everybody's asleep. I'm going to bed. It's like 11:30 here. It's actually like 2:30 my time, and we're getting up at 5 in the morning.
it's funny that they guessed immediately. Oh, you go to see Fred.
Yeah, oh, I know. They all know.
That's hilarious.
They're like, oh my God, it's Fred cooking bacon.
My grandma taught me how to cook when I was real young.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said I was too ornery. Because initially I was like, oh, I'll just have a wife cook. And she was like, you're too ornery. I'm gonna have to teach you how to cook so you can feed yourself. I miss Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Family is ruthlessly honest, bro.
Fred, what's the goal for today? What are we doing?
Stay alive.
Staying alive?
Yep, stay alive, bro.
Yeah.
Eat some breakfast, and we'll be going across Ski-Lac Lake. Well, we'll skirt it and take a look-see around. I mean, we got fresh reports from less than 2 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So we're gonna take the boats, go down the lake. How many miles?
It's going to be approximately 17 miles one way.
17 miles. Okay. How long does that take? How long
To
will
be
it take?
determined.
Yeah. Okay.
To be determined. I mean, because we're running a 15 horse on this, which will be loaded up with all of our heavier stuff, and then you guys will be in that. So, I mean, realistically, not horribly long. I mean, not even a half a day, if that. Like, we should find a place by lunchtime, I would think,
Yeah.
or brunch time.
And it's pretty remote here, so we're heading to. That's really remote.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can get misled by, oh, this is a campground, but yeah, this is just base camp, dude. We're going out there.
Yeah, we're going into the wilderness.
We're already in the wilderness, man.
Yeah.
We're at this campsite. There was a couple in a tent, and the guy ran off a bear that was pouncing on their ass.
Yeah.
So you can get it anywhere in Alaska, I tell you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the bears don't give a shit. I mean, dude, some of them are 800 to 1,000 pounds. They don't have to care. And moose, they fight the brown bears, so you're nothing compared to them. They'll fight you. You can't give a moose a warning shot. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand it. They're too dumb to realize that what that noise is. I mean, there's footage all over the internet of moose attacking guys on snow machines caught on the trail. That sucks. Oh yeah, they come up just wham, 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 and they're like Ali in his prime, man. They're throwing lefts and rights like crazy. Them moose can squabble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had one bull moose all winter long. 5 different times it tried to stomp my ass. It's lucky it lived.
He didn't end up in the skillet.
Yeah, because it's not like I would have reported it. I would have been hanging quarters.
Yeah.
Fuck that moose.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yep. But don't make no mistake, dude. This is literally the bear attack capital of Alaska, at least. There's more on the Kenai Peninsula. There's more bear attacks per capita. They write books about it, dude. There's multiple volumes of books. Not all of them are from here, but a good portion of them are from the Kenai Peninsula. A lot of them in the fall, though, when people are out moose hunting. Because then you're catching the bears that may not have gotten all that they wanted to eat for hibernation, and you're there.
Right.
You don't want to be a part of that, dude. You want no parts of that shit.
Right. Yeah, they're not all eaten equally, so.
No. And it's usually the 4-year-olds, the younger males that are a problem, because they don't quite know what to do yet, because they're just recently away from mom, because they're with mom until about 2 or 3 years old. And then, you run into problems with some of those. And then you got the ones that are outcast because they're too old to fight anymore, but they're still monstrously big, dude.
Yeah.
And they got to eat. It turns primal for them, and so they'll take an easy meal any day.
No, yeah. And
Alaska's different, man. It's
the hairy man.
yeah.
We think they're up there by the glacier.
They're all over.
They're all over. I mean, they're probably around us right now.
I don't know about right now, but the potential is very high. The reason we're here is recent reports.
Yeah.
There was a cabin pushed over 60 miles from us. I can't get into details of that, but I'm just waiting for. I'd love to interview the person that was pushed over in the cabin, bro. Can you imagine? You're just trying to put some doorknobs in a little rental cabin, and you feel a bump. Next thing you know, the whole thing is going ass over tea kettle.
Right. Well, if they're listening, get a hold of Fred.
Oh no, I already got back channels talking to him and stuff. It takes time for things to filter through, and dude was shook up and crying because his rescue was in a different country. Had to come back to go and get him.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's terrifying. And that's close to here?
About 60 miles.
Okay. Yeah.
As the crow flies.
Yeah.
Maybe a hair more, maybe a hair less. I didn't Google map it for exact, but close enough to, it's to be determined, man. I think it's going to be awesome going across the lake, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is.
For sure. I mean, dude, the fog this morning when I got up was way denser than this. It was crazy. We just need it to burn off a little more. Gives us time to cook breakfast and shit.
Yep. Cool. Good deal.
He's eating those little
solidified chunks of bacon grease.
bacon fat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Smart bird.
Sucking it up.
I'm not overly worried about it. It's just for a little bit of time lapse.
I mean,
You know
just
what
to
I mean?
keep it from flopping, you know? You
Well, I
capture
got-
it from the side.
Well, what I was just thinking is take of this one.